welcome back to Tyffanitalks, and today I want to talk to you in a little more depth about the All Day Luminous, the All Day Luminous by Nars. And this is my first introduction into any Nars products. I haven't tried, absolutely nothing by Nars. So I've seen mixed reviews online, and I really want to try this. I was actually planning to attend a wedding last weekend, and I wanted to try some, I would say, prestige foundation that would give me something a little different from what I'm usually wearing, and I just want to see. So I'll give you a little more in detail. I am not wearing anything on my face right now just because I did want to apply the foundation so you can see what it looks like. I have been testing out this foundation for about a week. I have, this is the color Trinidad, and I have been testing both Macau and Trinidad to kind of compare to see. And when it finally boiled down to it, I couldn't really tell a big difference until this weekend when I tested it out. Probably, I put it on about 11 a.m. I took it off probably maybe about that same time, and it held up. I looked at my images, and I'll include those images, but Trinidad I felt like was the best way to go. So let's start. I have just slightly primed my face. I didn't want to put too much on my face to kind of alter the product, and I'm going to use a metal palette to put the foundation on. I know it states that, and let me just give you details, in case you've been under a rock, you're unfamiliar with this product. This is an all-day weightless luminous foundation, and it is suggested that only one pump can cover your whole entire face. I haven't been able to use that one pump. I felt like I needed maybe a pump and a half, 2 pumps, just depending on what coverage you are trying to get with this foundation. So I'm gonna start with one pump, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's a little runny, but it's not to the point where it's just like water. It's supposed to be a weightless product. And I'm gonna go with one more pump just so you can see. So that's the pump. I have tried this with a couple of different brushes. I have tried the bareMinerals precision face brush. I have tried the Real Techniques buffing brush or expert face brush, and I find that I like the bareMinerals. Let's see if I have that around. The bareMinerals precision face brush. So this is like an angle brush. I just feel like this gets product on my face really good. So let's start. I'm going to kind of rub one of the dots onto my face. I know you're supposed to act a little fast when it comes to this product because it does dry super fast. So let's try to take a little bit more. And as you can see, I think that 2 pumps I did is only going to get one side of my face. So let's see. And I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. I'm only going to do one side of my face just so you can tell the difference. But I have to say that after trying out for the week, I was on the fence. I'm like, $50 for foundation. I'm usually paying that. Like, no problem for an eyeshadow palette because I feel like you get a lot of eyeshadows in one, but that for foundation, like, are you freaking kidding me? But I find that if you're going to be using this for special occasions, or, you know, if you're one of those people that $50 or $58 or $48 isn't a lot for foundation, then I'm all for it. I have to make the disclaimer that I do have super oily skin, especially in the summer, springtime. So what I did when I originally put on this foundation, I did put like a matte, I put an all night setting spray, the Urban Decay, but I also put like a mattifying powder on to kind of just soak up my oil and try to make it as matte as possible because I knew I'd be at a wedding and I wanted to make sure that it stayed on all day. So as you can see, it's set in, and I have just the one side of my face. So if we want to do a comparison, we'll do, this is the side with makeup, this is the side without makeup. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but these are the two. So this is it, and then I'm going to take just 2 more pumps on here. 1, 2, And then let's get to going with the other side of my face. Honestly, I wanted to love this product, but I didn't love it instantaneous. It wasn't one of those items where I put it on and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be my holy grail, you know, oh my, I'm raving about it and it's so wonderful. I couldn't buy into the hype, and I don't know if the price point restricted me from buying into the hype. I don't know if not knowing actually what color worked for me didn't help me buy into the hype, but I don't know what it was. It was one of those things that I had to test over and over and over, and I think I went about a week and a half trying the product. I went to Sephora, got some samples, they didn't last me, and went back and added another color, didn't like the color, went back and got some more, and I even bought the product, but I didn't want to open it until I knew for sure what color I thought worked best. And then after, I think I probably started mid last week, excuse me, the week before last, then all last week, I think by Thursday, Friday, I knew for sure, like, I'm going with the Trinidad, that works for me, and then I was set. So make sure I blend this in. But if you can see the difference of my skin, I like it. I think that it makes my skin look polished. I think that it makes me look like me without being too overdone. When I was looking at some of the images from the wedding and just from that week, I didn't look like a cake face, or I didn't look like a porcelain doll. I looked like myself, just polished. Now I have to say, and some of the people are really true when they made this disclaimer about it sinking into your pores, or if you have any I'm just going to say my allergies have really been acting up, and I have been sneezing, I have been blowing my nose, so my nose was slightly pilling. And when I applied the foundation on, you could see the parts of my nose that were pilling, like you could see the detail, and I kind of didn't like that, but I understand with a flawless coverage, you are, or maybe even more so a luminous, weightless coverage, it's going to be so thin, so fine on your skin that it is going to be able to capture demarcations or fine lines or wrinkles, just because it's a weightless product that you want to get as close to your skin as product. So I totally understand. So I did have to take some extra precautions, maybe contour a little bit or blend it in a little bit more so that you don't necessarily see those areas of whatever you have, you don't see. So I saw that on my nose and I was like, you know, I don't really like that, but it happens. Now, would I say that I'm going to continuously buy this product? I don't know. When it comes to foundations, I'm not a foundation junkie. I'm just not one of those people, because I've always had this stigma about foundations making people look unauthentic. I am learning over the years and through my experience and through playing with makeup that it just depends on how you apply, what products you're using. So I probably now I own, I'm going to say maybe 5 or 6, and 2 of those might be BB or CC cream. So I'm up to 5 or 6 foundations, but I don't know. I guess only time will tell. I definitely want to compare and see how I look in the summer, springtime, because I tend to get a little darker, especially living in California. The sun's out. So I'm going to see how this holds up with my skin being super, super oily in the spring, summer, as well as being darker. And if I find that, oh, I love the look, but it's not my color, then I might purchase it again, just in a different color to compare, you know, which one's lighter, which one's darker. So for the most part, I really do like this foundation, and I really like this foundation after trial and error. I find I can't make purchases on the whim, or I can't make uneducated purchases anymore. I have to research, and I have to weigh the pros and cons, and I have to read reviews. So for me now, purchases aren't as easy as they used to be, because there's so much that goes into my purchase decision. I mean, it's a lot, and again, it took me about a week and a half through reviews, through tutorials, through recommendations, through swatching other colors, through a lot of things to really settle in on this foundation, and I like it. I really do. Now, I think because it was a NARS product, and I've heard so much hype about NARS foundations and now NARS other products, I thought that I was going to put this foundation on and get an instantaneous, like, oh my god, look at me, I have dramatic bounce back, beautiful hair. Like, I thought I was going to get that commercial look, but it took some while, and I think it's just because I needed some time to get to know the product, and the product needed some time to get to know my skin. So this is my first impression. Actually, it's not really a first impression because I've reviewed it for a while, for about a week or so. So this is my thoughts on the NARS. What is it? I gotta get that right because it's such a tongue twister. It's the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation, and that's in the color Trinidad. Thank you again for tuning in to Tyffanitalks, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
That bumper is too real, it's dangerous. I wanna wine but it looking dangerous. I wanna wine but it could mean danger when I just want to grind on you, girl, it too real.